Let me tell you about this thing that they did a few years ago in 2012. You ready?
Yeah.
The whole goal was for a reality TV show. And so this company in the Netherlands
Big Brother.
It's the guy who owns Big Brother.
Oh, really?
Runs Big Brother.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Directs. No, I'm wrong. But Big Brother's involved. But so this company in the Netherlands says they are a nonprofit, and they come out of the internet and they say, we want to send a manned mission to Mars, one-way trip, one person. 2,000 applicants. 3,000.
Wow, one person?
3,000 applicants.
You would think that they would have any.
Do you know how close I was to applying?
How close?
If it wasn't for Emily, I would have applied.
Right there, you should have said close.
Why?
Because we're not any closer to knowing how close you were.
Say how close.
How close were you?
Close.
We're
back, folks.
Sounds close.
We're back.
Sounds like a close one.
That's really close.
Yeah, that's really close.
Close.
Wow, man.
So they're nonprofit, but they need $6 billion to do this.
Not happening.
They only have over $1 million right now.
Oh, please. So we're back to there will be nobody. We're not sending people to Mars.
But there's a better reason why I'm glad I didn't apply. So they narrowed it down to 100 people, and their goal was to use reality TV as the fund maker for the mission.
Oh, so they were going to just use you.
And nobody bit. The guy from Big Brother was involved, and then he said, "Nah, I'm not going to do it. I changed my mind." It is controversial because of the suicide aspect. Nobody wants this idea of suicide.
Like you're raising money to
send someone to go die. Yeah. And even it gets further. Numerous academics have come out and said that they will never have enough money.
What if the rocket gets hijacked?
And the safety by what? Space pirates?
Yeah.
Look, you already just complained that sending a rover to Mars was easy. You think aliens are out there watching?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like it's Firefly?
Yeah, no, I think that there may be people watching us looking at us like, what a bunch of idiots.
Well, I believe that, but they're only watching because no one is close enough to be able to send anything to us.
How do you know that?
Because we know our neighborhood. We know our neighborhood. And the closest neighborhood is 1,000 light years away.
What neighborhood is that?
Alpha Centauri.
And there's nothing in Alpha Centauri that concerns us as far as life.
Well, I mean, we can't really see well.
Exactly.
But then they would have to be able to travel 1,000 light years.
Yeah, maybe they can.
They haven't yet.
Okay, that sounds reassuring.
They were looking at this one planet that had an anomaly around it, and I was like, oh, I hope we see something.
They just came up with something 2 days ago. So they basically said, some leading, scientists said that after the Big Bang Theory, that we only know of like our universe and like the people around the universes around us or something.
Galaxies.
The galaxies around us, they only make up like a tenth of.
Oh, please, it's way less than a tenth.
Yeah, but now they're saying that Earth, it's like a 90% chance that Earth has like an exact sister planet.
Even in the next group.
Yeah, that we don't even know of.
Yeah, but those are all algorithms and math.
Yeah, that the chances are there's a sister planet that developed almost exactly like Earth.
And the chances,
isn't that crazy?
If we find bacteria in the water on Mars,
there's another freaking Mr. Gonzalez out there.
Well, that's alternate universes. That's a whole nother thing, which is there are an infinite number of universes right now out there, and there's a you in each one. And there's a me in each one, and every possible.
Okay, you know what? I don't buy that.
Every possible outcome has happened in any
multiple
situation.
me's, maybe, not multiple Boykos.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No,
one is enough.
Can't have that.
One is enough.
Yeah, one is. That's it.
Everyone's a bunch of haters.
Broke the mold.
You know what? I'm opening the spacecraft. Just, you see how easy that would be? That's why we have to send people that are not unstable.
I can't go. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, clearly.
I can't go.
Just ask your freshmen.
I'm not cut out.
You know what, class? Test.
Yeah. I'm not going. Oh, we're feeling like that today? Okay, come on.
Okay, here. Everyone's dead.
Yep.
Airlock's blown.
Yep. Right. Maybe you should have thought about that before talking. So
a bunch of other people have said, the money will never add up, and they're not worried about safety but making money. Another German astronaut, very famous, said they're going to make their money with that show, but they don't care what happens to the people in space. And then listen to this. The United Arab Emirates issued a fatwa, which is a Muslim decree against them, because they said it's suicide, and that is not legal under Muslim law.
So we'll kill you. Before you kill yourself, we're going to go kill you.
That's not a true fatwa.
Oh, okay.
And that was 3 years ago. Now things have completely changed.
I thought fatwa was a military, like a decree.
No, that's when you claim No, I don't think it's a fatwa. Fatwa is just a Muslim cleric makes a law saying this cannot happen, which can include what you're talking about. But I think what you're talking about is
Damn it, where's that in when you need them?
You are claiming a blank on someone.
Fatwa.
No, this is like a Muslim war, a religious attack. What's the word? All right, well, we'll remember. But what's happened in the last few months?
An Obama?
What's happened in the last few months that has changed everything?
You tell me. I mean, we're making more and more discoveries. It's in the news more and more. I mean, you go on MSN, it's on.
Well,
Mars is there,
but it's trending. That's the only reason.
Trending.
But there's something that's happened in the last month that has changed.
We found water.
Found water.
Yeah.
That's it. Now the money will show up.
You think so?
Oh, guaranteed money shows up. Water is the #1.
Money shows up from who?
Private companies, the government, everything.
Zephyr Hills, water company. Competition, man.
Yeah, drink your Mars water.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't that
no horizontal integration?
That Fallout Cola come out this week or something? What's that? Nuka-Cola? There's a video game that came out with a Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola came out with a version of it for this video game because it's always got radiation in it. It's
really?
After a fallout. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drink your Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola.
If you hold a Geiger counter up to it, it makes noise. Anyways, now there's life on Mars. It's almost guaranteed.
There's water on Mars.
You can look at any water source in the entire planet, even water that's thousands of degrees in the ocean, in those little volcanic spouts, and you can look on those salt lakes that are almost entirely acidic, and there is still life in both of those places. And now we're just finding trickling water. On Earth.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter.
You just gave me an explanation of the fact that if there's an Earth just like us, in the next system.
Yeah, but I mean.
So what's the math on the fact of water? It's almost a 99.9% that there's life on Mars.
How do we know that it's the same water we have here?
Because Mars used to look like Earth, they think.
3 H's in an O. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, that's that's not changeable. That science can't be changed.
You're sure on that?
Pretty sure.
No, pretty sure.
Because we would have done it already in a science lab.
It's 2.5 H's in an O.
That's actually a hoe.
Got
Hey-o!
Yep. I've got hose on my... Yeah.
I ain't claiming she a ground digger.
Yeah, you know. So, all right. So I'll buy that. There's life on Mars. All right.
All right.
Now what? You're talking microorganisms.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But if we find even a microorganism on Mars, that math problem, that algorithm you were thinking about of life exponentially, beyond exponentially grows for the next star system in the Goldilocks zone of suns. You know what the Goldilocks zone is?
I'm assuming.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the area that's safe.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that you're not completely frozen and you're not burning up and nothing can survive.
Like Mercury.
Like Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury's burning up.
Yeah, I don't think you don't even want to. If you were to send a probe to Mercury, it would never make it.
Yeah, so there's no water on Mercury.
Not on the surface.
Oh, because we don't know how hot or cold the.
Yeah, some could be on the inside, but
yeah.
I think Mercury, being its small size, they think it's just this solid island or iron core or something.
Man.
Or else it would have burned up, eons ago.
Yeah. So Mars is in the Goldilocks zone.
Mm-hmm. Just on the edge.
So why too cold?
Yeah. But we can live there. I mean, look at
who would want to be that cold?
Well, I mean, people live in Russia.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be colder than that, right?
Yeah, but you can, just like the Eskimos, you can wear stuff.
You're making my case to not go.
What are you talking about? Okay, you want me to make your case to go? Europe's overcrowded. We're already at 7 billion people.
Now we're getting into what I want to talk about. Why would you go?
To get the hell away.
Microorganisms, we know.
Why did the Pilgrims leave Europe.
They were being executed for their religious beliefs.
Who might go to Mars?
Oh, you're saying...
Do you think if the Syrians were given the option right now of a new life, of completely... They wouldn't get on a spaceship?
No.
They're getting on boats and drowning.
That's not that bad. No. No. You make it sound terrible.
That's why I'm here.
No, I understand your point. It is extreme, but I don't know. I think they're getting on those boats because there's hope that the place they get to, they're going to have a great life. I think that you have to know.
Do you know what the chances of getting on a boat and making it across the Atlantic were? They were probably 6 out of 10.
You're asking very specific questions that I feel you don't know the specific answers to.
You're right. It's there's a word for this. It's guessing.
Yeah.
All right, Omar, look it up.
Do you know
chances that Columbus wouldn't make it?
Oh,
that's why he took 3 boats.
Who had money on that?
Ferdinand and Isabella.
You know,
the Muslim killers.
Yeah, but I mean, who was like betting? You know what I mean? Like Vegas, chances that... What are the odds?
They would bet on Mars.
You think so? Gambling is
That was the
legal
odds. I gave you 6 to 10. What is that? 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5. Now, yeah, gambling would be legal on Mars. You know what they
Everything
say?
Be legal.
Well, you know the old saying, what happens in Mars stays in Mars. Literally.
Literally.
Yeah,
yes.
literally. Yeah. I mean, you can't send it back. Literally what happens on Mars stays on Mars. Even if you wanted it to get out.
Other than data.
Yeah.
You'd get the photos, that's for sure.
That's it. That's all you get.
It would be like the end of, what is that movie? Where they go to Las Vegas and everything goes wrong.
What are you going to do now that you're on Mars? We're going to Disney World.
Yeah, it'd be like The Hangover on Mars. It'd just be pictures, though.
Yeah.
You'd have Mike Tyson.
You know, like celebratory. What are you going to do now that you're on Mars?
All right, well, how about
going
this?
To Disney World. No, you're not.
Nuclear world. We're going to the ice sled up in the pole. Yeah, but do you think people had this kind of fun back then?
No. The people who came to the New World were miserable.
They're going to have phenomenal technology in a hostile place. I bet you that they're using an example of Antarctica right now, where we have those bases in Antarctica where you can't be outside for more than a few minutes.
Yeah, because you'll freeze. Yeah,
I think
they're using that as research.
This is their research. Yeah, they're using the ISS as research, the International Space Station.
Oh, I thought you were saying Miss Miller was involved in that.
That's right.
Really,
yeah.
man.
Quiet down. You want another day?
That's interesting. Yeah. I don't care if you got to take a quiz. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
bring me a pass, and I might let you out.
Yeah.
All right, so you've made me ask this question. Mm-hmm. Why even go to Mars? So this is a collection of reasons. You ready? It's a very real and tangible place to spread humans. And we are clearly on an extremely crowded planet, mm-hmm. and the planet itself may be in a crisis at some point in the near future that is irreversible.
Is the moon not big enough? That's a serious question.
But the moon, that was the issue. The second we found water on Mars, the moon became useless to us, for the most part.
We found a little trickle.
Yeah, but if you can plant in that little trickle, over 100, 200 years, you could create your atmosphere back on Mars using technology.
Oh, you're saying...
We'd create another Earth.
You're saying we would grow agriculture there? Mm-hmm. I don't think
that's
so.
The same reason we have an atmosphere. The magnetic poles, which we might by that time be able to create a technology to recreate the magnetic poles of Mars if they're gone, which I think I've read that they're having issues finding them, which is why Mars has no atmosphere and it's escaping, which was today's story in the news. That
so we would recreate them?
Yeah, you could. I mean, theoretically, given enough time, you may be able to recreate Mars's atmosphere.
Really?
Which, by the way, terraforming, that's what they used to call it. Aliens. You ever seen the movie Aliens?
Yeah.
That was talking about it. That's 30 years old, 20 years old. The idea of taking a planet and making it livable has been theoretical. So science fiction for a while.
So you, Mr. Spaceman in the suit, when do you feel we'll have our first civilization on Mars?
100 years.
100 years?
Yep, that's it.
It's like tomorrow.
Hey, do you remember the Wright brothers?
Yeah,
1903.
Yeah, I no, that's true.
1969. 66 years. Wow, that's really bad. Sorry.
66 years.
66 years, and we're on
Basically a paper airplane
floating. Yeah, just to landing on the moon.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, 100. Yeah, I guess you're right.
And then only 10 years after that to land a piece of human material onto Mars and Venus, and we've sent stuff to Jupiter.
Mm-hmm. So 100 years.
Nothing.
There'll be a civilization on Mars.
100%, unless we screw up somewhere and the money disappears. It really comes down to money. Funding is probably one of the biggest things, which is why NASA created this, which, by the way, I had to print it out small because I'm a teacher, but was this very glossy color book giving all the details of going to Mars.
Really?
Yeah.
NASA's journey to Mars, pioneering the next
here's another thing.
Space exploration.
Could there be useful resources on Mars that we can now use back on Earth?
Diamonds.
What if platinum literally lines the entire edge of Mars?
Yeah, or titanium, like strong, lightweight.
Yeah, I think titanium is created from steel. Could be wrong.
I don't know.
Titanium an element?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, titanium.
That would be sweet.
What if it's uranium and plutonium? Now we may be able to come up with incredible ways of nuclear technology. Because right now it's very hard to use and make.
Yeah?
Find and make.
Mm-hmm. What would we need that for?
Power. Right now, nuclear power still is considered a future. It's just there's the stigma of it being unsafe.
Yeah.
Fukushima.
Yeah, right.
You know the Ukraine.
Yes, yeah.
What's the other one? The Ukraine one. Chernobyl.
Yeah. So.
But we have submarines right now that could run forever. Never have to come up
on nuclear power.
Yeah, nuclear power.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if we found scuba from
yeah, and most people say just trying to get there will force us to learn these new things. Like laser connections. The distance between Mars and Earth will always be 14 minutes. But we may be able to trim time off that speed of light down to the exact speed of light using laser data versus right now, which is radio data.
Oh, you mean 14 minutes for
yeah, if I was to send you a message, if you were to send me a message, I'm on Mars, I'm in the suit, and you say, hey, will you pick up that rock? 7 minutes will pass, and then I'll be like, hey, will you pick up that rock? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do it right now. And it'll take 7 minutes for you to see me do it. Or if I have a question, now it's 7 minutes back to you. This conversation's going to take an hour.
Yeah.
It's going to take an hour, and then I'll finally do it and say, I found this, and 7 minutes later, you'll get what I said.
That's a long time.
And that's the fastest. There's no beating that. You can't beat it once we do it the exact speed of light, which it'll never, well, it might be if we use a laser. But you can't go faster. If the sun blows up right now, we'll find out in 8 minutes. If Mars blows up, we'll find out in 7. That's just the way it is. And that's the closest. 7 minutes is the closest.
Yeah, right.
There will be times where Earth will be at its furthest point from Mars. It'll take 24 minutes. Yeah. Wow. So that's a 48-minute conversation.
Just for one command or response. Yeah.
Which is why the rovers move so slow. Because if you just tell it, that's why we broke. That's why we broke one of them. We got bored, and people would start to program it overnight because the days are different. It's 3 in the morning,
and we run into something.
And I see that this is just a thing that I could. Yeah. So you program it for the next 4 hours, and it hits something and breaks. That wheel. They literally did not know the wheel broke, I don't think, till the next morning or something. And then they had to somehow turn the camera to look down, and they couldn't see directly down, I don't think. So they had to look back, and they saw that it was making a trough
scar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super crazy. And you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You say, fix yourself.
Yeah.
But that's one of the goals. So let's talk about the goals.
Yeah, what are the goals?
All right, so there are 3 phases.
Okay.
The first phase is Earth reliant, meaning Earth will be necessary to do all of the experiments and preparation.
Okay.
The second one is what they call, and I want to say it right, dork paper, the proving ground. Now, the furthest we've ever been away from Earth is Hubble, which, if you've seen gravity, that's the farthest, the moon, sorry. The furthest the human's ever been away is the moon.
Okay, the moon.
But the second you leave Earth and you leave Earth's gravity, you start to be pulled by the moon's gravity. So we don't really know what will happen when we fully leave the gravity of our planet.
What do you mean? Don't we know because we left Earth once?
But you're
times?
in between two objects.
Oh, in
gravity.
between Earth and Mars.
Moon. But now we have to see, because the distance between Earth and Mars is so great that you're going to enter what we call deep space, outer space, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
And we don't know what will happen.
We won't have that gravitational pull or
It's
push.
so subtle. It's very subtle. But some people think time will alter. Not a lot. But there's always time dilation when you're away from large objects. Time moves faster when you're not next to something big. And we only know the time of Earth.
That's crazy.
And that's mathematically proven through the atomic clocks that there's been a clock on the International Space Station and a clock on Earth. And they're down to like the 15th decimal place or something crazy. Just, you know. And after like a year, they were thousandths of a second off. But that's a big deal.
Yeah.
From just the distance of a human on Earth and floating around at 17 miles up or something, time is different. Even if it's different just a little. So now leave Earth.
And it could be different.
Your clock's going to be flying possibly.
And ours will be lagging.
It might be a few seconds, but yeah.
Yeah, but a few seconds multiplied by years.
A few minutes.
But
it's still weird. It's still weird. But I think the stuff they don't know about is if you go far enough from Earth, you now become months away.
Yeah.
Days away. You know, the moon was a 7-day trip at top speed at the time.
And this
7
is
there.
8 month.
8 months. And that's why they have to practice the proving ground. So that's an area far away from Earth that they're going to do the experiments of, can we do this? Can we be here for at least a year? Can people live in this small area for a year? Things like that.
And it's, that's going to be.
And if there's an emergency.
Well, that'll be the crucial thing. I guess that'll kind of prove to us whether we're going or not going, right?
Yeah, if anything happens in any of these. But I mean, just like the Apollo 1 accident, you know, sometimes we'll pound through it.
Happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've never lost an astronaut in space. We've lost like 17 or 18 on Earth.
On Earth. Before they entered or exited our atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah. And then phase 3 is Earth independent, meaning that your goal is to completely be separate from Earth. All aspects. No need to ever return.
Yep. Wow.
And they have. Look at that. My nerd self. So do you want to go through these real quick?
Yeah, go through them quick.
All right. So Earth Reliant. Most of it starts on the it's all on the International Space Station. The International Space Station, you guys don't know, is like
it's like a space station.
A few thousand square foot bunch of bubbles connected.
Yeah, it's like chambers.
Yeah,
right?
A bunch of chambers that are no wider than this table, by the way, because that's the biggest that we can send in a rocket.
I thought they were bigger.
No, they just connect them all. They're not wide at all. Because they have to fit inside, you know.
Yeah, inside the.
And they're usually round.
Fit inside the trunk.
Yeah, they're always round to monopolize space.
Yeah.
So they just connect them together up in space, and they send up a few every, 10 years or so. Did you guys know that the space station, it's its 15-year anniversary this week?
I did not.
15 years. 200 people have been up there from 17 different countries.
Happy anniversary, space station.
Happy anniversary.
He always got to one-up me. I say happy anniversary, he has to grab the mic.
Grab the mic.
Yeah, there you go.
So, okay, the first one is studying human health and behavioral research. So, namely, new spacesuits for all scenarios.
You're going to be the most pissed.
Why?
Because yours is outdated.
Oh, yeah, this goes out of date. Yep. This was out of date the day I bought it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. You know, if you've seen The Martian, that guy's pretty snappy dressed.
Yeah.
All right, can a human be away from Earth's gravity for a longer time than a year? And then, Mars' gravity is 1/3. What will that do to a human over time?
Oh, as far as like development? Maybe
you'd have to learn to rewalk.
Yeah.
Because it's less work.
Well, relearn how to walk.
Yeah, I think it's relearn how to walk. Because you'll get there. Look at
how to rewalk.
The guys. Okay, sorry. No. Yeah, you're right. Relearn how to walk. Thank you. He's always got to one-up me.
What the hell's rewalking?
It's from Star Wars.
Yeah. Rewalker. I remember that character. I remember.
So, 1/3 gravity, which means you'll take a normal step on Mars and you'll jump 3 feet versus walking. So So the guys on the moon, if you've ever seen the pictures of them, they do this like moon shuffle. Because if you were to take a step on the moon, you'd fly up.
Yeah, yeah. You
6 feet.
You don't want to lose control. Yeah.
Because then you might come down on your mask.
Yep. Break your mask and you're gone.
So they'll do all those tests on the vomit comet, which we'll talk about in a minute. But there's no way to practice necessarily these versions of gravity and be 100% right, because the longest you can do it in that airplane is 30 seconds tops.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's got to pull back up.
Yeah.
So this airplane called the Vomit Comet, guys, it goes really high and then dives back to Earth, and it's going so fast back to Earth that it's falling faster than you are, so you lift up in this plane. You become weightless. Yeah, did you know that in space you feel like you're falling all the time?
No. Mm-mm.
Could you live like that?
No.
It's just like,
No.
ah!
You're fine, honey. You just woke up.
You went skydiving and never stopped.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Ugh.
That's why people throw up. That's why there's motion sickness issues or just vertigo. It's crazy.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I would love it.
Sounds very enjoyable, man. Somewhere I would really love to do.
All right, let's keep going. Can you be around each other without wanting to kill each other for 8 months?
Of course not.
Time out. It gets smaller on Mars. The spaceship is big compared to what you'll be in on Mars.
Have you ever read the book Lord of the Flies?
Yeah. Well, those are children.
Hello. I mean, it's been proven.
Lord of the astronauts.
Yeah.
Up your ass, Mar, piggy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been proven
Suck your ass, Mar.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Next.
Like I said, I'd put someone out the airlock, I think. Maybe I shouldn't say this because I'm going to apply for the next astronaut school. They opened it up yesterday. Do you know that?
No.
But you have to have a STEM degree. I don't have a STEM degree.
So don't even apply.
Yeah, I can't.
You're teacher of the year.
I don't think they care.
You sure?
Yeah.
You have a NASA suit already. They don't even have
That's
to provide
true.
one to you.
They'll save $100 on this $1 trillion mission.
Sounds like you're a winner.
Cost cutting.
Yeah. You have great knock on wood, great health. You don't ever get sick.
Yeah. Don't run around a space. Hey, you don't need to be as fit.
Gravity, man. You don't
1/3
need
less
it.
gravity.
Yeah.
Although they make you get on that bike every day. All right, advanced communication systems. We already talked about it. Monopolizing that laser technology so that, and then emergency communications become tough in these situations. So you have to prepare for that eventuality where you're not going to have time.
Yeah, there's an emergency situation. What do you do?
And then how do you communicate back and forth with each other on Mars? On Mars.
Oh,
from yeah, the tethering thing. So we want to talk to each other. Of course, Earth would love to listen.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can humans breathe? Like, eventually we'll be able to breathe once we get the magnetic.
Maybe after that 200, 300 years of fixing the atmosphere.
Yeah. Is that the goal?
Yeah. Yeah, even Total Recall joked about that. Remember the bubbles?
Oh, yeah.
They'll probably make these bubbles of very thick, the old sun dome type thing, so even stuff coming through won't puncture it.
Okay.
And they'll make it, you can survive punctures nowadays due to reverse. It is exactly like the sun dome. You ever open the door when it was pressurized?
Yeah.
Freaking just blew you out the building.
Yeah.
You literally were stumbling forward like, what just happened? They're like, you shouldn't have opened that door.
So the idea is that we get the pole set up, right, and we're breathing.
Inside, yeah. So the dome theme someday will probably be the first steps, constructing these scaffolding and the material. And then, emergency situations, which the next one is material flammability. We've learned the hard way in Apollo 1 that when you're in an oxygen-rich environment, which you are if you're in a space capsule, that any spark, tiny spark, lights the entire room on fire. So they've started. Do you know that what percentage of oxygen you're breathing like right now in this room?
No.
I think it's like 20-something%.
Do you know?
Yeah, this one I'm pretty sure of.
20.
How much oxygen is in the air?
24%.
I think 80% or something. 70% is nitrogen.
76% is nitrogen.
Give us our numbers, Omar.
20.95%.
What is it?
20.95%.
Yeah.
Bang!
20.95%.
So 21% is oxygen that we breathe. The rest is nitrogen, and our lungs just send it back out. CO2.
Yeah.
as long as you just send it back out.
So, oxygen-rich, flammable. Now, this is kind of how else. Are we getting ready to cut the show?
Not even close.
Okay.
But are you needing to go?
Well, yeah.
Well, we better hurry then.
But this is how this is my question to you. This all sounds great. Or sounds like we're going, right?
We're going.
My question to you is, don't we have enough problems here? Like, you understand what I mean? Like, why
Didn't
would
Europe
we make,
have problems?
Yeah, but why would we make this a priority when
That is the argument.
the crap is hitting the fan here on Earth?
Well,
or it could be the argument
okay.
to fast forward it.
You're gonna love this. Do you know who agreed with you?
Who?
Obama.
Hey, I knew I liked the guy.
I need my bell today.
I knew I liked that guy, man. Just something about him.
Ding.
I'm calling bullshit.
No, you can call what you want.
You have never complimented that man.
I don't like him, but
That's why he cut funding to NASA, because he felt he had to.
No, I understand.
But we're putting it back in. I'm sorry. This is the point of this.
Hillary
Not
said
only-
we're putting it back in.
I think
she's got more to worry about than you understand. I just think we're gonna.
Always
I think
back to politics.
I think we're gonna push it back. I think we're gonna push it.
I don't.
We're gonna put it on the back burner, man.
The goal of NASA is not to make it just a USA thing, though. The International Space Station.
Oh, please.
17
What other
countries.
What other country?
Russia, China,
They are gonna do.
Japan,
Really?
France, Great
They don't have
Britain,
other things
Germany.
to worry about too.
But we're talking pocket change and budgets. If they pull all this pocket change together, now you are invested in one of the greatest ventures in the world.
Not gonna happen.
Do you don't think that when we invented that MRI machine and then it became something for sale, patented, that we didn't sell the hell out of it to places like Europe? But if we all go in this together, and you want to talk about some paperwork, everyone is together on these patents. You don't have to sell it to each other. The whole world benefits if we work together on going to Mars. The whole world. And by the way, it would be sub-war. Meaning if even Russia and the United States go to war,
We would still.
everything would be separate
Okay.
out there. You wouldn't have them having a fist fight in the space shuttle.
No, but I mean, like,
Or the
would we stay?
spacecraft.
Would we stay working with each other at war?
The money might change, but we won't do anything to the people.
Yeah.
Even the International Space Station has, I think, a mandate that even if the countries go to war, there's no politics don't affect the space.
Space. Oh, all right. That makes more sense.
For protection of the astronauts.
Yeah. Yeah.